Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It's a Muscatine moment. My name is Tony Tone Lokenso with Muscatine Power and Water, bringing you another installment of a Muscatine moment where we get a chance to sit down with folks throughout the community, whether it's individuals or organizations or businesses, and tell a little bit of their story so that you at home watching this, whether it's on MPW TV or via YouTube, or if you find it on social media, so that you're aware of what's happening in your backyard. And I'm tickled and delighted to have two guests with us today. This is the first Muscatine moment where we've had more than one guest, so this is special.
Oh, wow, we are special.
I know, right? To my right, I have Arlene Clark Kane, and then to her right is Jim Salmons, and we're going to talk, guys, about Laundry of Love. So, yeah, hey, everybody at home. How are you guys doing? It's great to see you.
We're fine.
Yeah.
This is great. We really appreciate you having us out here. This is, we want people to understand and know what we're all about. And this is a great venue. We appreciate it.
And I've got one thing written down that I'll get to, but I want to start just for those that are watching that maybe guys are not familiar with Laundry of Love. Can you just kind of give us?
You have to take out the of.
There's no of?
No of.
It's just
Laundry love.
The whole time I thought it was it's just Laundry Love.
Laundry love of
Do you ever
Muscatine.
have that thing happen where there's something?
Yeah.
It's called something where you think it's this, but it's this. So it's just Laundry Love
Yep.
Muscatine.
Right.
No, on the other hand, you can call us anything you want. Just don't call us late for dinner,
As long as
okay?
it's
We'll be good. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get to that in a minute.
So Laundry Love.
Laundry love. There you go.
Give us the history of that. Whoever would like to.
All right. Well, I have the biggest mouth apparently, so I'll start. About 10 years ago, we at Trinity Episcopal Church became aware of something called Laundry Love. It was brought to us by one of our parishioners, Ben Roberson. A lot of folks in town know Ben. And we didn't really know exactly what it was about, and he described it to us, and we tossed it around. One of the first things I said was, "What are you talking about? Everybody can do their laundry. That kind of doesn't make sense." And then we kind of got into it, and the more we talked about it, the more we realized that, not everybody can do their laundry. It's not as simple as most of us believe. And so we had about $250 from Trinity, and a couple of gallons of detergent, and made some flyers, and we were off to the races. And yeah, we've been going just a little over 10 years now. And we started out really, really small, and now it's turned into. We did not anticipate that it was going to turn into what it is, and that's not been a bad thing. It's been a good thing. It's something else. It really is. It's hard to describe sometimes.
So have both of you, Arlene and Jim, 10 years involved with Laundry Love? Wow. So tell me about those early days. And for folks that don't know, Trinity Episcopal Church is the one, correct me if I'm wrong, across from Muscat Public Library.
There you go, Second and Walnut.
Yep.
Excellent. So what a great thing for a local church and local people to be involved with. But yeah, let's get to that evolution. So you start modest beginnings.
We started with a soup supper at church.
Okay.
That money went to Laundry
I
Love.
think I was at a soup supper at
You-
Trinity Episcopal.
We have soup suppers.
Because I used to work with Ben Roberson back in the day.
There you
He
go.
used to cook soup suppers.
Okay.
Anyway, so we started out that way,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure even if we had vouchers back then.
No, we didn't. We didn't. Just put up some flyers at a couple of different places and
Yeah. And
got started.
so what we do now is we have vouchers, and they go out to all of the service agencies in town, because this is for people who cannot afford to do their own laundry. And there are a lot of people that can't. And it started out little, and now it's 100 and
We serve an average of 125 people per month. As many, our record is 168, and that was a very, very, very long day, and we did a lot of laundry that day. That really was pretty much our maximum capacity, but 125. One of the interesting things as we go through and look at our demographics is that about half that number is consistently children. And the children it's important for adults to have clean clothes, don't misunderstand me. But when we start talking about kids, and kids having clean clothes to go to school, sleeping on clean bedding, I mean, that's pretty, statistically, about 70% of people that live below the poverty line make choices about doing laundry. They don't have laundry facilities, or they simply don't have the funds, so they end up rinsing out their clothes in the bathtub or the sink. They hang it on a makeshift line. After you've done that pair of pants 2 or 3 different times, it's really, I don't care how hard you try, it's not, it's not clean. Not clean. And when kids go to school different than other kids, and if your clothes are dirty and you don't smell very good, that kid's going to get bullied, and the educational process just stops. I mean, the kid can't process it.
The thing I have written down, and we were getting to it maybe earlier than I thought, but that's fine.
Sure.
Is that one of the things that I've seen over the years are just the photos from Laundry Love, Laundry Love Muscatine, and whether it's Jim or Arlene or other people with children.
Yeah.
And I think at first I didn't maybe, and this is me admitting this, I didn't maybe make the correlation that, the kids' clothes are also being cleaned. I figured they were there with family, and obviously you could equate them to that. But
Sure.
I like how you're making that a point, Jim. And one of the things, Jim and Arlene, that I want to make sure people at home understand is that it's not easy to hear that there are 125 or 168 people in the town that we live in that can't have their laundry clean. Right? Those aren't easy things.
No, it is not an easy.
Tough.
No, it is hard.
But you guys in Trinity Episcopal Church and Laundry Love Muscatine decided we're going to do something about it, and that's why we're here to just. Whether this is the first time you're hearing about Laundry Love, or if you're a contributor, a longtime supporter, it's just important that people are aware of the challenges that our friends and neighbors face that maybe we don't know, and that folks are trying to do the good work to help them with a hand up, as I like to put it.
There you go.
And
Go ahead, Arlen.
And there are more people that we don't serve.
Right.
I mean, there are
Yeah.
people. We do this once a month, so they bring in a month's worth of dirty clothes, and we do 2 to 6 ton of laundry
Oh my gosh.
in 9 hours.
Wow.
And so that's huge.
Yeah. That's a lot of laundry. Where are we doing all this at, by the way?
Midtown Laundromat over by Heinz, and I'm glad you asked that, because I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the owner, Dave Bastillo. He's been a real champion with us, and he wasn't the original owner, the previous owners, and I can't remember the names to save my life. They were also very supportive, but Dave is always there when we're there, and he's very, very supportive of us.
And I need him because I get things stuck in the quarters stuff.
Sometimes the machines, it's a laundromat, but
So we're talking about, and I don't know what's appropriate to ask or not, but I'm just trying to do the math, and I'm not good at math. But if we're talking about 125 people on a monthly basis, 9 hours of laundry, coin-operated machines, can I guess what I think Laundry Love is spending to provide a great service? $1,000 to $2,000 a month? Is that?
We're averaging $2,000 a month, and it's really hard to picture what $2,000 in quarters look like until you go to the bank and say, I need $2,000 in quarters to schlep down to the laundromat. Fortunately, we've changed how we do that, and I don't have to go down and get, an 80-pound backpack filled with quarters, and the bank's pretty happy about that too.
Yeah.
But we don't give thought and consideration to our laundry at home, other than, man, I didn't get it folded up yet. My wife's mad because I didn't hang up my shirts and all those kind of things. But I want people to think about it this way. When you got up this morning, you went to your closet and you grabbed a shirt, grabbed a pair of pants, went to the dresser and got whatever you needed out of the dresser, and you put on clean clothes. You got out of bed that had clean sheets and clean blankets on it. And you didn't give it a thought, because none of us do. It's just something that most of us don't really give consideration to. But imagine, again, being that kid that knows he's got to go in the bathroom and take down a pair of pants that's been rinsed out in the bathtub 3 or 4 times, wear a shirt that is, seen better days.
Or that he slept into.
Or that he slept in.
And then the same for the parents who are maybe trying to
there you go.
get that job.
There you go. Imagine going for a job interview wearing clothes that you just rinsed out the night before in the bathtub. One of the things that when Laundry Love nationally started, and I want to make sure that people know that it is a national thing. There's about 350 nationwide. Now it started out in Oregon.
Wow.
One of the social worker that kind of got the whole thing kicked off was speaking to this guy whose nickname was T-Bone, and he says, "Well." The social worker said, "What is it we can do? Tell me how how can we help you out?" And he says, "When I have clean clothes, people treat me like I'm a human being." That's powerful stuff. I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
And none of us in this day and age set out to make somebody feel bad or to have our prejudices dictate how we act and that kind of thing. But we all react when you see somebody that has dirty clothes. It's just, we're humans. How you deal with that reaction is what's important and what determines your character. But we react. And if you're giving somebody a job interview and they don't have clean clothes,
Yeah, they smell bad.
if they smell bad,
Sure.
again, and I go back to the kids, if they don't smell good because they've got dirty clothes, there's issues.
And it's always tough with kids because it's out of their control.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And they're not able to change the circumstances within reason of where they find themselves in the world.
And I'm glad you said that. Sure. I got to get this one out there. Is we don't care how people got where they're at in life. That's not our thing. We don't make any judgment about you should have done this or that with your life. All we're interested in is you bring your dirty clothes, you load them in the wash machine. There's the detergent. Here's your quarters. Put them in the dryer. When you go home, you got clean clothes. We don't care how you got it.
Arlene puts the quarters in.
Arlene could probably do really well at the slot machine because she's a quarter queen, no doubt about it.
My money would stay there.
That's right. And if you happen to win big at a slot machine, you know who you donated to, right? The program. I wonder just some personal, with whatever you're comfortable sharing, just 10 years, Laundry of Love, Muscatine, changing lives, impacting lives in a positive way. Arlene, any memorable moments recently over the years? Any? Is it the people? Is it the stories?
The people.
Yeah.
It's the people. Sometimes it's the stories that they tell, but it's the people. We've watched some of these little kids grow up to be, we've helped people who came to town and didn't know anything about where anything was, and they came in with dirty laundry that they had in their cars. They drove across town, across whatever states, and last time,
Sure.
this woman who we've seen multiple times, she came. I said, "Are you done?" And she said, "Yes, I finally got it done." And she said. And she hugged me. Now, she's never touched me before.
Sure.
I haven't never touched her.
Yeah.
But she hugged me, and of course I hugged her back because I'm a hugger. And she said, "I want you to know how much this means to me. This means so much to me." And I was surprised.
Yeah.
Other people do that,
Sure.
but this woman, for her to hug me and say, "I really want you to know how much I appreciate this."
That sticks with you, huh?
It really does.
Yeah.
Other people we love.
Yeah. Jim, I mean, the pictures tell a lot of stories, but
They do. And I really enjoy interacting with the kids.
Yeah.
One of the kids was chatting with me one time about school stuff, and I make it a habit to talk to kids, especially about reading. And several of the other kids came around, and two of the little girls like, "I love to read." It's really, and so we talked about a little bit about that. And two of the little boys were kind of hanging back, and I said, "Let me guess, you guys don't like to read." "No, I'm not very good at it." And the other one says, "Nah, I hate it." "Okay, well, I'll make a deal with you. You guys, you've got to read so many books at school, right?" And the two boys, of course, like, "Yeah, we got to read books at school." They're getting their teeth pulled or something. And the little girls were like, "Oh, yeah." So, well, here's the thing. You've got a list, or you make a list for your teacher or whatever, and you get check marks or whatever, and they keep track of it. Yeah, and the boys were like, "Of course." It's like, if you'll bring me that list, I'll treat you guys over at the convenience store. We'll get a snack or something over there. Yeah, and the girls go, "Well, we have to read 12 books. And the boys groaned, of course. It's like, all right, I tell you what, bring me that list and say if there's 12 check marks there from your teacher, we're in. We'll go to the convenience store and get snacks or whatever. I did not anticipate having to dig as deep into my wallet as I did. And but the little girls brought report cards, and it was kind of funny because the boys, they didn't admit at first that they brought their report cards, but they kind of flipped them out onto the table. Yeah, look at that now. And so we've just kind of kept on with encouraging the kids to read, encourage the school and that kind of thing. But Laundry Love's become way more than just suds and duds and dirty clothes and clean clothes. It's become there's a core group of people that come, but we interact with each other. Most of the time, all people want to be is heard.
100%.
They just want to be heard, and so we listen and accepted. We listen to their stories. They have questions. We make referrals to other social service agencies.
Great.
They've educated us about some of the other things that are available in the community.
Good.
And so we pass on information, that kind of thing, and it's about more than suds and duds, and we had no guess that that's what was going to happen when we started this. We didn't have a clue.
So we're in 2025, and you guys are getting out the word, Laundry of Love, and 10 years is a celebratory thing, but it's more than that. We need folks at home to not only hear the message, which you are, and hearing the stories, but Laundry Love needs people's generosity.
Absolutely.
And I want to definitely talk about what you need and how people can help with that regard. Now, as I always say, this, guys, I would be the best lottery winner because I'd write a couple big checks and then Laundry Love would be funded for years.
Absolutely.
And I always used to say on some of the old shows back in the day, if you're watching this and you have too much money and you don't know what to do with it, worthy cause to donate to. And like I say that jokingly, but seriously.
Have I got a deal for you?
That's right. So what would you want folks watching a Muscatine moment to know, and how could they contribute to Laundry Love?
Well, over the years, we've been absolutely blessed with some really, really nice donations. It's easy to do the math. If we're spending $2,000 a month, somebody's been writing some checks, and our finances are run through the Community Foundation of Muscatine.
Great.
And there have been several grants from there. Grants are becoming way, way more competitive to get, and that's one of the reasons we're here. There's not a lot. There's a lot of grants out there, but there's way more need than there's money available. And so we're at the point where right now we can run about 6 more months at the level we're running. We got about $12,000. We received, as I said, some really, really stupendous grants from Muscatine Charities. Has been our absolute biggest supporter. They've made a couple of $20,000 donations. We do receive funds from on a monthly basis from Trinity. We receive funds monthly from 2 other churches and sporadically from a couple of other churches. But when we started, most of the money came from people just like you, friends of mine, friends of other supporters. I remember it was a come and go one time. A lady goes, wait a minute, you're the laundry guy. I got $10 for you. I was at Hy-Vee once and checking out, and one of the ladies says, "Oh, you're the laundry. Tell me about this laundry thing I just heard about." And so I'm talking about it as we're checking out, and one of the ladies that was buying me, she says, "Don't leave. I'll be right back." And then she looked at her friend behind her and says, "Come on." And they went over, they grabbed a couple of gallons of detergent, and before I left, I left with 5 gallons of detergent because these ladies, were cheerleading, and that's how it started. But like I said, we're to the point where we need your money. That's really. All right, Arlene, you go ahead and talk about the stuff.
Okay, you talk about the money.
Okay, there you go.
Jim's the hammer. Arlene's going to come in and soften it up.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe we should have done it the other way around.
No, I think it's important to be upfront with people.
Yeah, I don't like asking for money, but that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Well, the thing you need to know is the money that comes in only goes in the washers and dryers. We don't use it for anything else. Nobody gets any money.
Yeah.
That's where it goes. We get donations of laundry detergent, dryer sheets, softeners, and we get donations because of Jim
Sure.
of garbage bags.
Oh, I wouldn't even have thought of that.
No,
We didn't either at first.
Transport laundry after it's been cleaned.
right, because
Right.
they bring in their laundry
Correct.
in garbage bag
Correct.
because you can't bring in a month's worth of laundry in a laundry basket.
Yeah, I didn't think about
So
that.
you have and what was happening was they were putting clean clothes back into dirty laundry bag or garbage bag.
Yeah.
So I said to him, we need to do something. And of course he did. So now we have garbage bags.
Sure.
We also realized that people weren't washing socks. So we give away socks.
Great.
And some of the churches in town do sock donations.
Yeah.
One of the service agencies in town gives us, every year they do a service project and wear it. And they bring us give us laundry detergent, socks, dryer sheets, and call and say, hey, we're ready.
That's
Come
so
get it.
great to hear.
Oh, it's wonderful.
So again, and for folks that are watching, if money isn't something you can give, but you are able to help organize a drive for the detergent
Absolutely.
softener, so community foundation for the monetary donations, that rhymed, I didn't mean to. So it would be cash check to the community foundation into the Laundry Love account,
Right.
or if folks see Jim or Arlene out and about and they're you're known as the laundry people, which is great. I mean, as someone that's been known by nicknames a lot of my life, it's a great thing to have.
I have been
right?
called much worse.
Me too. And then, but what about that detergent and the fabric softeners, sheets, and all that, dryer sheets? How do you like to get those?
This is how some people do it.
Sure.
They go on Amazon and they send it to the church.
Trinity Episcopal Church. Okay.
Other times they call the church and say, hey, we've collected something for you.
Yeah.
And one of us will go get it. Or two of us or three of us.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jubilee Committee is more than just us.
Sure.
And our volunteers are more than just us.
Absolutely.
Volunteers bring stuff.
Excellent.
So if we get really low on stuff, then he'll jump into action.
Great.
And he'll tell you how he jumps, but not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have volunteers from city council.
Excellent.
We have volunteers from other churches. We have volunteers from Trinity. We always will take volunteers.
Great. Good.
Our volunteers, once they get there and they see what's going on, then they realize this is really worthwhile. And these folks are grateful.
Yeah.
You know, they're grateful for having clean clothes.
Absolutely. No, you're fine. I think again, it's a thing that we take for granted. And Jim, you were spot on when you were talking about just, I will jokingly tell people like the washer and dryer in our house are the MVPs because they're constantly running. I mean,
Absolutely.
5 people in my house, and I feel like laundry, it's just something we take for granted. And then I maybe complain about folding and putting stuff away. But it is, the need is there. We've talked about that, 125 to 168 people on a monthly basis relying on Laundry Love to get clean laundry. And now it's time for us to heed this and decide how do we want to act. So can we act in monetary donations? Can we act in supplies and drives? I wanted to ask have you guys ever done things where, this month is sponsored by insert generous individual or corporation, or I know that it would be tough because you wouldn't want to single people out, but just thinking about how sometimes, businesses get engaged if you said,
We've not had anyone step forward and offer to do that. We did for a short period of time do a second event for 5 or 6 months from a business that was here in town. Their employees came and our fund stream was really, really strong, but their employees moved on, and we have had businesses come in on occasion to provide help, to be helpers, but nobody stepped up and said, all right, we want to sponsor this for the month. And quite frankly, we're hoping that somebody out there would be willing to step up and sponsor it for a month, sponsor one person. Our average expense is about $15 per person.
That's great to hear.
And if you want to sponsor a person, but I got to talk a little bit about the supplies if I've got time.
Yeah, please. Sure.
There's a gentleman that used to be a police officer here in Muscatine. He now works in another community near here. He made the statement. He says, "Look, you guys are doing a great thing. When you need detergent, drop me a message. Tell me." He has Amazon deliver 2 5-gallon buckets of detergent whenever I call him. I try not to go to that well very often, but sometimes.
Yeah.
A couple of months ago, it dawned on me like 2 days before the event that we were out of softener sheets. Didn't have another one. So about 8:30 that night, as I'm getting ready to wrap up my evening on the computer, I posted on Facebook that, hey, look, we're out of laundry sheets. So, anybody want to give us a hand? So about 8:30, I posted that message. About 8:30 the next morning, I'm drinking my coffee, and the Amazon guy comes to the porch, and I looked at my wife, and I said, "So what'd you order now?" She says, "It's not me, got to be you." I said, "It's not me." My son was like, "Not me." So there was 3 gallons of softener got delivered to my front porch, and the other part of that story is it came from a friend of mine in Maryland.
Wow.
She saw it, went on her computer, bang, 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 and the interwebs went beep, 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 and it got delivered. What's even funnier is that evening, the Amazon guy comes back to my porch, and my wife and I have the same conversation, because I got the cross-eyed look, oh, you've been burning up that credit card again. No, that's not me. And it turns out it was a package that had 3 or 4 boxes of softener sheets in it, and that package was from a friend of mine in Florida.
Wow.
So it's reached. Socks used to be delivered on a regular basis from a friend in Colorado.
Wow.
So people are very, very generous with the stuff. We've never had to go out and purchase detergent or softener or any socks or anything like that. We also almost forgot to mention, we also have a small supply of toiletries, razors, toothbrushes, toothpaste, feminine products, that kind of stuff. We don't have a lot of it, but we have some, and people really appreciate the socks. People really, the little kids, the kids really love those colorful socks. And we have some adults that have got some health problems, and they're always looking for compression stockings, compression socks, or diabetic socks. If you guys are familiar with them, they're pretty pricey. And when we do get donations of those, we kind of guard those, shall we say, and make sure that we dole those out. But it's a good thing. And winter's coming on us, and some good heavy wool socks are really important. I did contact an outfit called Fox River Socks out of Osage? I think it's Osage, Iowa, here a while back. And I just simply sent them a message, hey, look, this is who we are. Is there any chance you can make a donation of socks? And my phone rang a little while later because I included my phone number in it. And this young lady from up there, she says, hey, I got to go out and do inventory here in a week or so, and whatever's extra, she says, I'll get a box together for you, and off it goes. And we got over 300 pairs of socks from them.
Holy cow.
And if you guys know Fox River Socks, they're high-end, high-dollar socks. And so we've been we've passed those out, and I think we have a few of those left. But people are generous. People are very, very generous, and we're just hoping that you guys will toss a few coins our way. And Arlene, you going to talk about helpers, more helpers? Okay.
Sure.
I want to say that people are very generous, and we really, really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
But when you have that many people with that many little kids and that much laundry, you're doing 3 tons of laundry, it takes a lot of stuff.
Absolutely.
So we're grateful for what we get, but it doesn't mean we've got to stockpile it.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Our volunteers are wonderful. I told them about where they come from. And this is what we do. Okay. They get vouchers from service agencies in town.
Sure.
And so they come in and they put their laundry in.
Gotcha.
We don't do that. But we put the quarters in and visit.
Nice.
And that's the long part.
Yeah.
We get to visit. And then they take them out of the washer and they put them in the dryer with a little piece of tape that says their name or their initials.
Gotcha.
Because I put somebody's pants in the wrong dryer once. And
I thought she was perfect the whole time.
It happens.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
that's how we figure out
Sure.
who's is whose. And
Sure.
somebody's dryer's gone and somebody hollers, hey, AC, your dryer's
Yep.
done. Anyway, volunteers are needed.
Mm.
You have to contact him,
Okay.
because he sort of figures that out
Good.
most of the time. If you come once,
Mm.
if you just come once
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
see
the
what
big
it's
thing.
like, see the need
Mm.
and see the gratitude.
Mm.
You know, that's what keeps me going back.
Sure.
These people need us,
Mm-hmm.
and they're grateful for what we can do, and their kids don't stink when we do.
It's amazing.
I was going through the list of people that have come to help. I kind of keep an informal kind of a list, and sometimes I'm looking for help, so I go back and
Yeah,
kind of poke
absolutely.
at people a little bit. But it dawned on me a while back that no person on that list has ever been there just once.
Hmm. It's powerful.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about that, I mean, I volunteered to go out and help pick up trash one time. You know, I mean, let's be honest here. Who wants to go to the laundromat?
Right.
But as I've said repeatedly, it has become something way more than
Yeah.
than suds and duds, and we get way more out of it than people just getting clean laundry. And you referred to the pictures of me with the kids and stuff, and there's not a lot that gives me
Yeah.
more pleasure than for mom to trust me with their kid and is like, Junior needs his bottle, Jim. He's getting fussy. Do you mind feeding him? Why are you asking me? Give me him. You know?
And we have a new mom who's there.
Yeah.
A new woman who's there.
Sure.
She has a little one, and she's trying to
Yeah.
do stuff with this
Yeah.
little kid. I say, give him to Jim.
Well, and, it's fun.
It's
Great. It's great.
fun.
It's great. Yeah.
He'll never turn down a kid.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. There's
I
a
think
couple that come in and they look around the corner and they try and hide from me and run around the other side of the machine, try and scare me and stuff. But
It's good. It's really like what you've said is true. Is something to happen for 10 years is a testament to the people involved, and I'm always pro celebrating. And it's not to break our arms, patting ourselves on the back. It is people need to know that these things happen. Laundry Love Muscatine happens because of sweat equity and generosity, and it doesn't happen overnight. And you heard the call to action. There's 6 months of funds available right now to continue the Laundry Love program. So if you're watching this, even if it's in a couple of weeks, the need still exists, unless I won the lottery, which you'll know because the show will stop, and I'll write that check. But I would encourage you to get involved. Make a donation, get some supplies together, get your friends together, volunteer if you're able to. And if you can do none of that, but you can share the message, you could
Absolutely.
share the link
Yep.
to this show, you could share the link to the 52761 podcast you did with the mayor, you could share the link from the journal article. The word is out, and we want people to step up, and we know that they will. And I've only been here 13 years in town, but I've seen firsthand the generosity. And I am grateful for you guys for what you've done and what you're going to continue to do, and that you're out here getting the word out. Because that, by the way, none of this is easy as well. I mean, even though Jim and Arlene seem pretty natural at it, it's still not something.
He can talk to everybody.
It's just not something you're used to doing, but I think it's important, and that's this conversation is why I'm doing these Muscatine moments, is just so that people know.
I want to
Please.
say one more thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Last year, we were sort of desperate
Sure.
for money. And one of a dear friend sat down with me and said, okay, let's make a plan, and helped me make a plan. And he went to someone, and I still don't know who it was. And they said they would give us $6,000 toward Laundry Love if we could match it.
Wow.
And so we worked at doing it. And the last day, and the guy said later, we'd have given it to you. But I didn't know it.
Sure. Sure.
No.
You're looking for every penny.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Came into the church, and someone came up to me and handed me a check. And that check was the last money I needed for that $6,000, or we needed.
That's outstanding.
So if somebody says, okay, well, I can ask my company if they would do a matching grant
Sure.
thing, we would be happy
Yeah.
to work on that.
Great. That's good to hear. No, I'm so glad you said that, Arlene, and I hope that people heed that. Go ahead, Jim.
I like to finish with the one story that has carried us through.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really was why we kept doing what we were doing, because we were kind of a low point and trying to decide are we going to keep on with this? This is a lot of work, and it was very early on in the whole thing, and we're still feeling around, trying to feel our way through and figure out what we're going to do.
Sure.
And this grandmother came in with her 3 grandkids, and Granny, as the kids referred to her. And I got to chatting, and she revealed that the kids' mom and dad were incarcerated. So, like so many grandmothers, she's raising the grandkids. And they're stair-step, 2 little girls, and the little boy was the older of the 3. But when they came in, they were all 3 carrying their laundry basket, and they went to the machines, and they loaded them up, and they're all 3 wearing backpacks, and they sat down on the floor against the wall, and they got out their backpacks, and they got out books to sit there and read. They weren't running around and acting goofy or what like kids do. They were very, very well disciplined. And I engaged the grandmother, and I kind of got the okay to interact with the kids, because I don't want to disturb whatever it is she had going on there. And so I started interacting with the kids and laughing and joking and that kind of thing. And they were so polite. Great kids. Anyway, Granny says, hey, and they look up, and she pointed to the wash machines, and they were done, and they immediately, no argument, no hesitation, no wait a minute, no. They got up, and they went over, and they got their baskets out, and they unloaded the washers, they went to the dryer, they did the whole thing, they sat back down, and the little boy looked up and realized that the dryer that his stuff was in was done, and it was immediately to my right. And he goes over the dryer, and he opens it up, and it's right at his height.
Sure.
And he grabs this Batman blanket, which obviously was pretty prized possession of his, and he buried his face in it. He goes, Granny, I'm so happy my blanket doesn't stink. Well, it was at that point I decided that, whatever we're doing here is probably a pretty good thing, and we probably need to keep doing this.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be doing it.
Yeah.
It's little kids aren't supposed to sleep on stinky blankets. They're not supposed to go to school with stinky clothes.
Yeah.
Adults aren't supposed to have to struggle and worry about, do I go to the laundromat or do I buy another package of hot dogs to feed my kids?
Right.
That's where we're at as a society, good, bad, or indifferent. We don't have any illusions we're going to fix the world. There's not enough money to fix whatever problems that people have. We can't solve all that. We can treat people with dignity and respect, allow them to be treated with dignity and respect through clean laundry.
It's a great message. I love it. Well, I appreciate the time. And again, if you're watching Laundry Love Muscatine celebrating 10 years, they need your help. 6 months, they can last taking care of people, 125 people a month, getting clean laundry set up for them. Please consider making a donation to the Community Foundation. Get supplies donated. I wonder about if people couldn't get to the Community Foundation, but they had cash or a check, if they could get it to one of y'all or someone at the Trinity Episcopal Church, you could do that.
I'm easy to find on Facebook. Drop me a PM and we'll figure out how to do it. The sock fairy and the detergent fairy drop stuff off on my porch all the time, or I go get stuff.
Excellent.
So it's not a problem.
Well, thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Thank you. We
Keep
appreciate
up the good
that.
work. And
Thank you, Muscatine.
yeah, please consider helping out our friends and neighbors and those kids, right? I love the Batman story. It's so poignant.
It is.
It's so true.
It kills me every time I tell them.
Well, and thanks for watching A Muscatine Moment. Tony Tone Lokensoul, Arlene Clark Kane, Jim Salmons, Laundry Love Muscatine. Big thanks to Jeremy Ferguson. We're sitting inside
Jeremy.
Muscatine Community College in the studio, and we'll come back with an episode in the future. So thanks for watching, and please support Laundry Love Muscatine. Thanks, everybody.